Well, today's been absolutely normal so far. I've done a lot of normal things that normal people normally do. Let's see what kind of normal shows are on Netflix at this normal moment in time.
We're all nude here.
Did I say normal?
You took your time, you bastard!
You know, I think I'm now a firm believer in that you can never predict what the next thing you get really attached to will be. Sometimes you just jump into something with absolutely no expectations and come back from it pleasantly surprised, which is exactly what happened when I saw Centaurworld. Though before I go any further, I think it's important to stress the fact that I did not watch any of the trailers before going into this, and I strongly urge everyone to do the same, because the trailers spoil a major aspect of the show that's best kept as a surprise. I'll be avoiding spoilers in this video because I want to encourage people to check out this show for themselves. Saying that, I have no idea who was in charge of promoting this show, but Jesus Christ, man, you had one job. Do not spoil a huge reveal that is only relevant to the final 2 episodes. Ugh. But anyway, aside from that, that's all I really have to complain about, because Centaurworld is actually one of the strangest yet brilliant shows I've seen in a long time, and this is only its first season. Centaurworld follows the story of a horse named Horse, who's transported to a magical world of centaurs via a magical necklace, and must find a way out to get back to her rider, called Ryder. Now, on its own, that doesn't sound like much, but that's just the premise, and just like the good old doctor said,
there's something else going on.
The first episode does a great job setting up the human world, a war-torn wasteland full of death and misery, with Horse and Ryder about to be killed by minotaurs. Minotaurs? Minotaurs? I don't know. It's an incredibly bleak and hopeless situation, which is about to end with Horse falling to her death. But then, she wakes up in Centaurworld. And from here, we get a complete tonal shift as we experience the same perspective and confusion of Horse, not only solidifying her as our main character, but a character we can relate to in this new world. However, this isn't the only thing that's done extremely well in these first few moments. Before our main characters get ambushed by the Minotaurs, whichever one it is, we get introduced to our key elements of this show.
I will stay, and I will fight with you.
So not only is this a very sweet and well-written lullaby, it actually sets up a running theme throughout the entire season, which, by the end, has one of the most powerful payoffs in the last few episodes. Huh? What's that? Oh yeah, so I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but yeah. Centaurworld is a musical.
You're welcome.
And I know, trust me, I was thinking the exact same thing when I saw it for the first time. Like, oh god, no, please, not this. No, anything but the brony flashbacks, please, no. Yeah. But of course, I wouldn't be calling this show great if that were the case, because the songs here are not only legitimately well written and well performed, they're always in service of the story and character development. They never feel pointless or out of place. Well, aside from maybe this one with Durpleton, but we don't talk about that one. But more on the music in just a sec, because we've got some characters to go through first. So, when Horse wakes up in Centaurworld, the first character we see is Durpleton, a giraffe-like centaur who's arguably the weirdest of the bunch. Zulius is an effeminate and narcissistic zebra-like centaur who's all about fashion, Ched is a small bird-looking centaur who's jealous of Horse, and Glendale is, well, I'm not exactly sure what Glendale is supposed to be, but it doesn't really matter. She's got a portal tummy and a stealing addiction, which actually comes in handy more often than not, and she's also voiced by the creator of the show, Megan Nicole Dong. But last and certainly not least, we have Wamawink, the leader of this herd, and dare I say, one of the best characters in the show alongside Horse. Which is funny because at first I was kinda scared that Wamawink would be the one-dimensional, overbearing mother type who just serves to be annoying, but of course the second episode absolutely destroys that notion. Horse and Wamawink are butting heads over who and how to lead the pack, and after Horse gets too overconfident trying to force the herd past a tornado, Wammerlink rightfully scolds her for it. The gang then splits up, and after Horse gets lost, she pours her heart out for Ryder with a song, which Wammerlink overhears, and now understands that Horse is looking out for someone other than herself. The two then make up after Horse apologizes, and the gang is back together for more adventure by the end of it. And from this episode onwards, Horse and Wammerlink's friendship just keeps growing as they learn to depend and help each other out on their journey. It's incredibly wholesome, yet it helps deconstruct Horse's hard personality at the beginning, as she bonds with the herd over time. Which now brings us back to the music in the show, which is just absolutely fantastic. For those that are unaware, Megan Nicole Dong composed the songs along with Dominic Bisinago. So yeah, she created the show, made the songs, and voices Glendale? Can we get a salute in the comments for Megan, please? So yeah, with the music in episode 2, we open with Wammerlink's perspective of taking things carefully. It's a sweet melody combined with soft instrumentation, until...
Oh, I never feared the drums of war. I crushed the skulls.
The tone just builds seamlessly into Horse's verse. It's simple, yet it's a very effective way to start the episode with this, and set up the theme and conflict for the episode. Every episode has at least 2 to 3 songs on average, and they all manage to feel unique. Because it's not like they only stick to one style in the show, in fact, there's actually a wide variety of different genres here. You have a rock song like Frustration Tears, a country song like Hide in Time, a rap song like I Don't Know Him. I guess you could say there's something for everybody here. It's well written, well performed, with a good sense of humor and great production. Hell, that's why I bought it on iTunes. It's just great music. In terms of the show's animation, it's very smooth, very colourful, and all the characters are all very expressive. There's never a dull moment. There's also a lot of crazy visuals and silly gags which you could spend hours dissecting, and I'm willing to bet the animators had a blast doing this. Everything from the way the mane swish to the galloping just looks, chef's kiss. That, and when it comes to animated shows, you can never really go wrong with good old 2D. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some really good 3D animated shows out there, but 2D has that extra benefit of looking timeless. I mean, have you seen Tom and Jerry? Overall, Season 1 is an absolute blast, and one of the most effective first seasons to a show I've seen. There's a lot I could go on about regarding the later episodes, but again, I want to keep this video spoiler-free for those who haven't seen it. Though I've got to say that episodes 7 through 10 are just absolutely fantastic, with 8 being my personal favourite. This show goes into a very dark and relatable place during episode 8, and for a kids show about wacky centaurs, it hits incredibly hard. It's just done in such a subtle and intelligent way. I mean, sure, the show is definitely weird in many places, but it never crosses my own personal, oh god, this is too weird threshold, which oftentimes is the reason why I can't get into anime. But that's just me, everyone has their perspectives, and if someone were to tell me that Centaurworld was too weird for them, that's fine. But I hope that by expressing what I find to be great about the show, I can encourage others to check it out for themselves. I mean, hell, if Rick and Morty can appeal to a wide audience with its bizarre concepts, then I don't see why Centaurworld can't as well. So, now you have all that in mind, I'd like to mention that this show has a second season coming out on the 7th of December, and as you can imagine, hearing the news of a second season coming this early after the first gives me quite the happy-tisms. Again, no spoilers or anything, but the potential here after those last 2 episodes especially is huge. This is the beginning of something special, and I hope we get more of it because the promotion for Centaurworld was incredibly lackluster, which is also why I'm making this video to let people know about it. Because I had no idea the show even existed until Sombra, a good friend of mine, pointed out and said, hey, like, Centaurworld, this is a pretty good show, you should give it a watch. The promotion for the show is a little bit better now since people are beginning to discover it more, but man, it's kind of slept on, and I just hope it gets the appreciation it so rightfully deserves. Anyways, I'm Cicaden, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and sorry this one took a little longer than usual to make. This year hasn't exactly been the best for me personally, but I'm gonna keep going and making stuff because there's actually a lot I want to do, like live streams, covering this new 9 Realms show, along with Season 2 of Centaurworld, and I'd really like to go through all the How to Train Your Dragon movies at length, and have at least an hour-long video for each of those films, the good, the bad, and everything in between. It'll take a while, but that's something I really want to do. So yeah, on that note, stay safe, check out Centaurworld, I highly recommend it, and goodbye for now.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是小